Right-hand side, what's going on, Emmanuel?
God bless everyone. God bless everyone. I'm praying for Tony and Howard tonight because I'm the rookie up here, but I'm gonna put my best foot effort, tonight to try to do my best because I was not prepared. I think I might get a lot of points taken from me, but I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be okay.
It won't be the first or the last time, so we will be all right with that. So we're good with that. We're good with that. All right, fellas, let's jump right into this coming up. The Dallas Cowboys are on Hard Knocks right now, and the first episode came on. It was a very interesting episode, and one thing that I saw that I wanted to get you guys' opinion on is the coach gave a passioned speech in the locker room, and I want you guys to listen to this, and we're going to talk about it when we come right back.
We don't have a lot of time doing the hard stuff that we need to do to get to where we want to go. Charlie around, he don't work here, okay? High school Harry, get his ass out the door. This is about winning. It's about winning the world championship, period. Period, because that's all that matters. Going to playoffs ain't good enough. Having a winning season, not good enough. Getting a championship game, not good enough, okay? Because it takes everybody. And you may be tired of hearing this. I've been part of one championship team. I've stood in front of one championship team. It took 77 men to win a world championship. And that's just the way this thing goes. And once you hold that trophy up, I'm going to tell you right now, heavier than you think it is.
All right, what I want to talk about there. Oh, man, we're going to get into this real quick. Was Mike's speech inspiring or was it boring? We'll start with the Cowboys fans. Howard, take it away.
Man, I don't want to hear none of that mess. I don't care about his speech, real talk. Don't care about his speech or who he talking to. We've been bums for a long time. Them guys on that field got to put their minds to do what they got to do. But his speech didn't mean nothing to me, Bishop. It didn't mean anything to me. It's just that it's just I guess maybe he might have pumped his own self up, but he didn't pump me up about it. I don't need. Look, I'm a Cowboy fan, Cowboy Nation, period. But until they do something, it doesn't mean nothing to me, and I'm done with that subject. Thank you.
We'll do. Emmanuel, take it away.
Well, I have to agree. I hate to agree, but I'm not even a Cowboy fan. I felt sorry for them. Because it wasn't even nothing to inspire them to do nothing. It was just straight sorry. So I agree. I hate to do this, but I gotta agree with them tonight. And I'm not even a Cowboy fan. That was sorry. My grandchild could do better than
that. Tony.
I mean, this one of them topics where it seemed to be very simple. No, nothing. Listen, dude. What he doesn't realize is he's talking to grown men. You know what I mean? He's talking to grown men out there. And so those grown men out there are not going to be pumped up by a rah-rah speech. The kind of speech he should be telling them is, listen, we had the pieces. We can do a lot of things. But trying to tell them that if we don't win a championship, it's nothing. I mean, that's all hype. Don't a one team win at the end of the year. You should be trying to win every game. Every other coach says, hey, we're going to take it 1 week at a time. This dude already talking about the Super Bowl, and he don't even know if the quarterback can spot week 1. Come on, man. And the only title you stood in front of is because you had that bad man, Aaron Rodgers, sitting up there, who, despite all the mistakes that you made in your career, was able to get you through it and win that title. So, nothing.
Nothing. All right, seems like that's a consensus topic. Nobody feels like that guy said anything that was worth anything. Nothing. So I agree with you guys 100%. That looked like it was boring, and if you saw their faces in the meeting, they looked like, what is this guy talking about? We got kids. We got kids almost his age. He's talking about all of that stuff.
Man,
so
nobody want to hear that mess.
Nobody want to hear that. All right, then let's move on. We're gonna go to round 2 here, and let's talk about. Listen, Ben Simmons. Let's go. It's been reported that Ben Simmons is not taking calls from the team. They say Joel Embiid has reached out to him. He's ignoring Joel Embiid's call. Let me ask you a question. How likely is it that Ben Simmons is traded before the season is even started? Tony, go.
I'd say as close to zero as possible. If he was going to be traded before the draft was the time to do it, when they had the assets, when people could put together players that they could want, they could have probably maybe tried to put together something for maybe like a Bradley Beal or somebody like that, and they could have had some draft picks involved and everything. But now that everybody's drafted, people are going into the season with what they have. And let's not forget, the last time we saw Ben Simmons, he was passing up a dunk because he was scared somebody was going to foul him and he had to go to the free throw line and shoot it. So even though he is a really good player, he wants to be, Philly looks at him as a superstar player and the rest of the league just doesn't. So I say next to zero.
Howard.
Hey man, wow. I would say 30% chance that they might do this. And then let me say this right quick. For MB, who threw him under the bus to call him, man, I would have told him, don't call me no more. Why are you calling me? I know he messed up, but don't call me after you throw me under the bus. Tell me that in person. Don't tell everybody. Just talk to me. And I was disappointed when he did that. Even though Ben Simmons, he did give up that shot. He did. It was crazy, and like Tony said, that he was probably nervous that he was going to miss shots. Well, heck, you miss shots anyway. Just go up there and do what you got to do. But I'll say it's a 30% chance. I still think that the Warriors can put together a package to get him. That's his destination where he wants to go to. But I don't think Philly is trying to do that. I think if Philly trade him, they're going to try to trade him to a sorry team.
All right, Emmanuel.
Well, I'm gonna say this. When I see Ben Simmons, I see James Harden when he didn't want to play for the other team, like he was sandbagging the whole time, because there was reports of Ben Simmons in the gym practicing, running games, shooting threes and everything that I saw the video for. I'm like, this man can really shoot. This man can really do this. But like we were talking earlier, how players don't want to play for an organization.
What did he just
for real.
say?
I wish I had a video that I could have sent.
You just said he really could shoot. Okay.
He was shooting 3-pointers in a 5-on-5 game, running down the court. He wasn't doing all that passing and stuff like he was doing. And I feel like he's sandbagging. I really feel like the dude is really sandbagging. And I'm like, it's like a 20% chance that he might get traded. But after your homeboys just tore you down, I really don't think he really want to stay in Philly because he don't feel wanted no more.
Can I say something?
You sure can. Go.
Man, Ben Simmons can't shoot. Period. He couldn't shoot in college, and he can't shoot in the NBA. One thing about Ben Simmons is he's a great defender. He can defend. He can score when he's going to the basket, but he cannot shoot. So I'm a Emmanuel Thurgood, pastor, wherever you is right now. You better. I don't know what video. Even if you were watching him shooting a video, you better stop, man. You better stop. Somebody playing jokes on you, man. That's all that is. I'm sorry.
But no, I'm just saying.
So let me say this to you. I had a video of me shooting a half-court shot.
See, there you go.
What nobody told you was that it took me like 25 times for that shot to go in. Yes.
You ain't got to go in.
Video out saying that, yes, I can shoot. But you know what? At the end of the day, the proof in the pudding. Ain't nobody who trying to earn no money going out there on no NBA court and not trying to do his best. This dude wanted to win a title. They had a title contending team. But what happened was he kept missing free throws. He kept missing jumpers. So he became a non-shooter. If he didn't have the ball in the open court, he couldn't. You're not paying nobody $25 million to $30 million a year to only score 10 points and make layups. I'm sorry, man. He ain't sandbagging. That's his game.
Emmanuel, you want something to say to that?
Yeah. Let me say something with you. I'm gonna say this. I really disagree. I'm not trying. I know I'm seeing everything you saying. I watched the game. I saw him under the thing. He passed up the dunk for the pass. But when I see a joker running full court, professional basketball players running and he playing, and I'm looking at that, and I know that video is not a fake video, and I seen this dude do shooting points. I'm like, okay, so you trying to tell me you can shoot and you can do all of this? So why you didn't do this during the playoff games? So in my thing, I see what you're saying about the half court thing, about anybody say they can shoot. But when you watching videos after video, it was on. I forgot what I was looking at. I'm like, this dude, he can shoot a ball. Although past tense, his record showed that he wasn't a great shooter, but he was able to do something. Go ahead, Tony.
Tony.
I'm just saying. Way back when I went to a gym in Delaware, and there was a player there by the name of LaRon Prophet. Everybody remember LaRon Prophet. He went to Maryland. He was a real good guy. Played with the Lakers. Played with the 70s. I mean, with the Wizards. Everything. LaRon Prophet was a decent guy. When we were in that gym, LaRon Prophet was shooting by himself. I promise you, there was somebody standing under the goal, and the ball never touched the rim. Every single time he shot, it went in. Come game time with the Lakers, come game time with the Sixers, it won't go in there like that. Howard, you would tell them when the competition get real stiff, the ball don't go in like it do when you out there practicing. And so if he out there playing with some bums, I'm telling you right now, if I go down to the local middle school and line up a 5-on-5 and I start, I'm gonna dominate. He's an NBA player playing with regular dudes. He's gonna look great. He is not great against other NBA players. Just saying. He's a great ball handler. He's a great rebounder. He's a great defender, but he's one-dimensional. He's a little bit taller, Andre Roberson. And guess what? You don't pay that guy $30 million a year. So they can't trade him because he got a poison pill contract.
But you think, Tony, if he go, you think about this, Tony. If he goes to the Warriors, and I know you think he shouldn't, they probably can't trade him. But if you think about this, if he goes to the Warriors and he ain't got to really shoot. He'll be another Draymond Green. Him and Draymond probably could dominate, bro.
Yeah,
that's just my point.
Him and Draymond on the court, Stephen Clay gonna get a single shot off because ain't nobody gonna guard them. They're gonna guard Stephen Clay. Nobody's guarding Ben Simmons. Why am I gonna guard somebody that's not gonna put the ball in the air at all? He wouldn't shoot. It's not like he was missing. He got what they call the yips. He like that second baseman. You remember Chuck Knobloch way back in the day, and he couldn't throw the ball to first base? That's what Ben Simmons is. When it comes to getting in the game, he cannot. It's in his head. He's done.
And so, Tony, you say he have a special learning disability when it comes down.
I don't say learning disability. I'm saying that some people have a fear of failure to the point where it paralyzes them. They're so afraid to fail that they won't even try. And I think that's where he is right now.
Yeah, because every season they tell him that he practicing shooting threes. When he get in the game, I don't see him shoot a three. I don't see him shoot a jumper. I don't even see him try to do it. That's the whole thing. He don't even try, man. And I'm just, I like him though, man. I like him because I think the only thing he's missing is Bennett. He's supposed to work with that on off season. But even if he's doing that, he still ain't doing it in the game.
That's
I don't get it.
Right there, Howard. This is what he's missing right here. This thing right here.
Yeah.
This is what he's missing. He don't have one.
Yeah. I gotta agree with that.
Wow.
Man. With that. All right, guys, let's go. That was a good topic. Topic. Let's go to the next one. We was talking about this before we came on. Let me ask you a question. Dennis Schroeder, he turned down $84 million with the Lakers because he thought he was going to get some more in free agency. He thought he was going to get $100 million deal. That's what they say he was waiting on. Let me ask you a question. How bad will he feel rejected? Or do you think he'll feel bad later that he rejected that $84 million contract? Howard?
Wow. That's tough. That's tough to turn down some big money like that. I feel like this. I think the only way that he can recoup any kind of way or getting a good deal is if he absolutely goes off this year in Boston. That's going to be the only way that he's going to recoup that $84 million. If he doesn't, then he says it ain't about money, but evidently it is got to be about money if you wanted the $100 million. And then the Lakers was offering you 84. Man, let me tell you something. I would have jumped into the lap of their owner, getting that $84 million 4 years, $84 million. Come on, man. Come on. I still say in my mind, and I just the way I feel. I don't think he really wanted to play for the Lakers. I'm sorry, that's the way I feel about it. I don't think he really wanted to play for the Lakers. That's why he turned that down and thought he was going to get it elsewhere. But I don't think he really wanted to play with the Lakers this year. I really don't. I ain't got no more to say about it. $84 million though. Okay.
Emmanuel.
Yo, you know what? I hate to agree with the old man, but I mean, I
gotta be an old man.
Because you the only one between me and Tony got gray on your face, so you more wise. You the wisest one up here. So, but what I'm saying is,
Lord Jesus.
I agree with you, Howard. I hate to say it, but me personally, $84 million to 5 point some million. That's crazy. But I'm not a Celtics fan. But by him coming to the Celtics, I think they're gonna make y'all coming out stronger in the East. I just feel that. But his wife, check this out. His wife got on Twitter, and that's why I had to agree with you. She
Twitter.
said, "I'm so proud of my
Twitter.
husband that he made the decision to stay true to himself." That's what his wife said. So that let me know that, like you were saying, that he didn't want to stay. He didn't want to play there.
She said that though, because I think she said that because all the flack he was taking about turning out. Everybody say that once it hit the fan. Yeah. Go ahead, Tony. Go ahead, Tony. Go ahead.
That right there. Yeah. So you heard the saying, when life hands you lemons, you make lemonade. That is what that statement his wife was making. She was defending her husband. Meanwhile, somewhere at their house, she done threw a toaster. He had to be mad at him. But I will say this. The one thing he did leave on the table was $16 million. So if you really look at it, he was going to get about 21. He has about 6 now. He has about between $15 and $16 million that he left on the table. That can be recouped if he goes to Boston and he balls out. Yeah. Here's the problem.
That's the problem.
He's not a plus defender. He's actually a minus defender. And he's a person who has the ball in his hands where he has to do his best by one-on-one ball play. They have too many stars for that. There's no way they're taking the ball out of Tatum's hand. There's no way they're taking the ball out of Brown's hand. So I don't think the Celtics was actually the place for him to show what he could do. To me, he would have been better off going somewhere like, I don't know, somewhere like New Orleans, where you giving the ball to Zion, you throwing oops to Zion distributor, because right now all the rest of the point guards who got all that money, they all have a distributor in them, where Dennis Schroeder doesn't. He's always been that guy off the bench, and that's the problem. He valued himself too highly. The Lakers said, we know you're a 6-man type player, but you mean more to us than you would mean to anybody else. And then every other team said, no, we see you as a 6-man type player, so we're going to pay you 6-man type player money. So I would say this, he has a chance to make that money up, but I do think he's going to lose some sleep at night, because if he didn't want to play for the Lakers, he could have done the same thing James Harden did, sign the money, get the bag, and then say, okay, I just want to be traded.
I feel like yeah. But like you said, well, Tony, he's one of the best. He does have to have the ball in his hand, but he's one of the best screen and go guys, man. He's a great screen and go guy. He can pick and roll, man. He can pick and roll his. I'm trying to tell you, this dude's game. That's his game. He's a pick and roll man.
You and I can sit here and probably name 15 point guards we would take over Dennis Schroeder without even trying.
Yeah, but I still think it's going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty good for us, because he's not going to start. He's going to come off the bench, like you said. He's a 6-man, so he's coming off the bench. So you think about Boston, what we lacked last year. Nobody that really came off the bench did much.
But is he going to be? Let me ask you something, Howard. You think he's going to be a distraction though? Because he seems like he don't want to be a bench guy.
No. I don't think so. if I believe that, then I don't think he would ever sign that contract.
Well,
I
he
don't think
signed
he'll be a
that contract.
distraction.
Was there another contract on the table?
I'm pretty sure he probably could have got some.
They want another contract on the table.
Yeah, because I mean, he go to LA saying I'm gonna be a starter and I'm not gonna ride the bench, and
That's exactly what he said when he went to LA. And so they were kind of stuck. They didn't want to start him either. They wanted to bring him off the bench, but he was a problem. But Howard, there's nothing that humbles you more than losing $14 million. So he can probably go to the Celtics and be the best six man ever because you know what?
Well, let me ask you a question: who's going to be the point guard?
Oh, Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart. You start Marcus Smart. You build around because they got Al Horford. You build around a defensive team. You put Marcus Smart out there. He showed that he can make the three. He showed that he can run the point. And
he's got better. He's gotten better.
Yeah, Marcus Smart has shown. Like honestly, that I still go back to that draft where the Lakers made the mistake by not drafting Marcus Smart. He would have been the perfect player for them. But that's not the topic here. I think they're better with Marcus Smart starting, and then when Schroeder come in, he can have control of what's on the floor.
The second team.
Just go and do his own thing.
Exactly.
Gotcha. But you don't pay a six-man $21 million a year. Just saying.
Yep. Next topic.
Wow.
All right, let me ask you a question. Who is under the most pressure this season for LA? Matthew Stafford or Sean McVay, the coach? Who's under the most pressure to be able to perform? Matthew Stafford or Sean McVay? Tony.
That is actually a great question. I'm going to sound like I'm in the middle, but they both under pressure. So they both in their own little way have been considered great, but circumstances were bad. So Stafford was considered a great quarterback, but he never had a running game and never had a defense. Sean McVay is considered a guru. He's the best, but Goff was holding him back because he wouldn't throw the ball down the field. No matter how much he set it up, he would only dink and dunk. This is something where you put the two of them together and they still got Aaron Donald on the other side. So their defense is going to be, if not top 5, no less than top 10. And so if Stafford can't win with this team, now I will say this. I think both of them got a little bit of a reprieve because Cam Akers went down and they don't have that solid stud running back that they were expected to have. But I think they're both under equal pressure. I think everybody's job could be gone. From Stafford to McVay to the GM, they could all be gone because they don't have no draft picks for like the next, I don't know how many years. So if they don't win now, I think the pressure's equal on both of them.
Howard.
Yeah, man. I'm like Tony in the middle of this thing, but one thing I will say is I'm in the middle, but I think Stafford will have a lot of pressure on him because, like we said, he's never really had anybody to really an offense that really could gel like talking about. I think he had it maybe for one season that they did real good. I think that's the season that they made the playoffs. But I just believe. I think Stafford is a better quarterback than the young fella that left.
Jared,
but I think he's a better quarterback than him. But wow, that's a great question, Bishop. I think that I think it's going to be on both of them. They're going to have to both figure this one out because, like Tony was saying, they always had a defense. They got to the Super Bowl. And then all of a sudden, I think they forgot how to play football for some odd reason. I don't know, but I think it's gonna be 50-50 on both of them. I think that's what it's gonna be. But he's got the receivers. He ain't got no excuse now. Matthew Stafford. They done got rid of Goff like they said they would. So the coach ain't got no excuse now. You got your quarterback that y'all wanted. And let's see what happens. So it's up in the air, man. It's up in the air.
Manuel.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I think it's gonna all tie down to Stafford because we already see that Snead is a gambler. He gave up draft picks to go with a veteran. So what I'm saying, it's gonna all ball down because we can see that they are they got a great defense. But now what we have to look at, what is the offense is going to do this season. So I'm going to say it's going to be Stafford. And then if that doesn't work, they getting rid of everybody because he took that gamble when he could have brought in some better people and everything because they let some people go for this. And the thing about it is, I'm gonna say they're going to be on the Snead and Stafford. I'm just going to put it at that.
Good point. Good point. Good points. All right, let's move on. Dak Prescott was at the podium giving his interview, and he mentioned something about a second MRI that he has to have on his shoulder. Question: Dak Prescott has to get that MRI. Should the Cowboys be worried about this, Tony?
So I will say this unequivocally: no one should be worried. This second MRI is because nobody had been talking about the Cowboys for a few days. And Jerry Jones don't like it when it had too many cycles where nobody's saying the Cowboys. So they're saying he got to get another MRI where he didn't even need the first MRI because it was just sore shoulder because he had been throwing the ball at 75 to 80%, and then somebody went for a long ball and he put it too much in there. Y'all done worked out and then got you sore. And then after you finish working out, you just rest for a little bit and then you can go back to working out. Nobody should be worried about that second MRI. This is just Jerry Jones trying to stay in the limelight.
Howard.
Tony, you funny, man. I don't. You know, I don't care too much about Jerry Jones anyway. Never have, never will. I believe that. They're the second this thing with the MRI because it's crazy. He just said the other day that they said he was throwing. It was pretty good. He even said that he threw and it was pretty good. So what this second MRI is have to do with, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're looking to make sure there ain't nothing really wrong, whatever. But I'm not concerned. I'm not too overly concerned, but it's on my mind. It's on my mind because y'all already know how we went last year without Dak Prescott. Even though we didn't look too good when he was there, he was about to set records. But y'all already know how we look without him, though. So I'm not overly concerned, but just a tad bit to make sure that everything is all right. He says he's going to play in the third preseason game anyway, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Manuel.
Well, all the money they pay him, I say, look, get a second MRI.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's funny. All right, you said all the money they paid will give him a second one.
That's
Yeah,
right.
just make sure his bastard arm is all right. Because all it is, he had a strain. He already said he was throwing. He a little sore because he's still working out. We're gonna see how he do in this preseason game. We're gonna see how he do. And they're gonna tell everything. So
they so worried about they so worried about the arm. I'm worried about how this ankle gonna be still. I ain't any stress about the arm.
He be doing his little stuff. He good on the ankle. He be doing his little stuff in the pregame.
You better slow down.
I know Tony, but good gracious, man. Ooh-wee.
Let's go to the next topic. What is you going with the over or under that the Lakers win more than 57 games this season? You got the over or the under? Over or under? Do you think it's going to go over 57 or do you think it's going to be under 57? Emmanuel, you smiling over there. Go ahead and see what you got.
See, I think I'm between this thing right now. This thing got me in a rock and a hard place. I'm going to tell you why. The Lakers' history shows they always do stuff like this. When they have Malone, Gary Payton, and all of them on that team, all those veterans, right? They supposed to have won a championship. What you thought. You see what I'm saying? But, and then I look at the people they have. If everybody stay healthy, that's the key point. If everybody stay healthy, I can see them going over 57. I can see them going over 57. Tony might disagree with me. Howard sure enough going to disagree with me because he don't like my team, but I don't care. But I think they got a good nucleus. My only consideration is the bench. When they got rid of a lot of those people that could really come off the bench and play, that's one of my concerns was. But what they have, and everybody stay healthy and they can gel, over 57.
Tony.
So I'm gonna say under, and I still think they make the NBA Finals. So the bench to me is better now than it was last year because they have all vets and all people who can do it. So anybody that they put in the game has done it before. It's just that these guys are past their prime, so they can't do it 100%. But you put Melo out there against the second team, and Melo gonna look like old Melo. You put, some of these other guys. But the reason why I think under 57 is because 57 is a lot of games. They're also starting later than they normally would because the season ended so late, and then they had the Olympics. So that means the season is going to be condensed. I see them resting guys a lot, meaning LeBron and AD. And the one good thing about Russell Westbrook is Russell Westbrook don't ever take a minute off. But we always show Russell Westbrook ain't exactly been on 60-win teams either. So he going to get his, he going to help the team, they're going to stay competitive, but there are going to be some losses that they take because people are resting. But I think they didn't build this team for the regular season. They built this team for the playoffs, and I think this team is prepared to win in the playoffs, but I do think they'll win under 57 games.
Ooh, you're going with the under on the 57. But they're going to go to the – you think they're going to go to the finals?
Oh,
let me
absolutely.
ask you a question. Since we on this, I got two questions for you guys. The first question is there anybody in the West that can give them a run?
Of course.
Who, Howard?
Of course. Who just went to the championship?
Oh, please. It's one team.
You talking about Phoenix?
Come on, man. It's one
Come
team.
On. Phoenix could give them a run. All depending on what Golden State gets, they could give them a run. Denver could give them a run. If Denver could get back Jamal, man.
He just tore his ACL in April. How he ain't gonna be back? That's what I'm saying. There's one team that'll give them a run because they're too big for Phoenix. Denver's not gonna have Jamal Murray back. There's one team. The Utah Jazz were the best team all season last year, and they just happened to go into the playoffs not healthy. They were playing with a hobbled Donovan Mitchell. They the point guard, his name just slipped my mind. But Conley, he missed a lot of the games. If they go in healthy, I do believe that Utah has the best chance of beating the Lakers because at the end of the day, Donovan Mitchell is a bad man, and it really ain't much you can do with Rudy Gobert because they don't have the kind of size that it takes to play against Rudy Gobert. So I think there's only one team in the West that can keep him in that. You
don't think the Warriors can give them a run?
So the reason why I don't think the Warriors is because the Warriors are top heavy. The Warriors have, like, if you put starting five up against starting five, I go with the Warriors. But when you start going to the bench, now you're going to those guys. You're going to the pools. You're going to the rookies that they drafted. You're going to guys like that. Yeah, they got Iguodala, but what did Iguodala do last year in Miami? He did this. And so what I'm saying is starting five, I think, but I put Phoenix ahead of Golden State because Phoenix is a more complete team.
Emmanuel, like you wanted something to say on that.
No, I agree with him. See, my whole thing, I'm gonna be honest. My whole thing is, I'm with the Lakers. I'm concerned about that bench because you don't have what young players you have that can. What's no old vets?
Man, I think their bench is better now than it was last year.
Yes. I'm not knocking the bench is better, but at the same time, you have older vets on the bench that is not young like some.
Who are the older vets? I think the older vets in the starting lineup, ain't it? Other than Carmelo. Who else is
Howard?
Howard?
Yeah. They'll probably start Howard and bring
Gasol
off the bench. So their bench, you got Gasol who can run it. Then you're going to be able to bring in Kendrick Nunn, and you're going to be able to bring in Malik Monk, who, what people don't remember, Malik Monk can score. He's just undersized. He's not a really good defender. So, and it was redundant in Charlotte. So then, but you got Carmelo, you got Trevor Ariza, you got Ellington. You got these guys that you can put in that know the game. Ellington was a big part.
I'm sorry. I didn't even realize that. Everybody you named was 40.
Nobody. They all 36 except Melo. They all 36 and under except Melo.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be rough. All right, now my next question. We say we're in the West. We all know. Well, let me ask you a question. Do we all agree Brooklyn coming out the East next year, or do you think Milwaukee can give them a run for their money?
I don't know, man.
Milwaukee
I don't know about
one player that could guard Kevin Durant. And when they couldn't keep PJ Tucker and they kept Bobby Portis instead of PJ Tucker, it was they did it for the regular season. I get it, but come playoff time,
didn't he go to the Heat too?
Yes, he went to the Heat too.
Jesus Christ,
man!
Along with Morris, so that's why I'm saying it was one move that I think would have kept Brooklyn out of it. I think if they had a big man in the middle so that they could play Bam at 4, then I think they would be hands down the only team that could give Brooklyn in the East.
So I agree. I think Brooklyn, as long as, and we all know that it all depends on health. But I think Brooklyn's gonna be there. So now my question to you then: we say LA going to the finals, and we say Brooklyn going to the finals. Will this be?
I don't say that.
What do you say, Howard? What do you say?
No, I don't say. I'm not looking at LA going to the finals. I'm not taking nothing past Brooklyn going to the finals. Yeah, if Brooklyn was healthier, I just believe that this year was Milwaukee's year, period. Everything fell in place for them, no matter what we say, no matter how we say it, or if he was there or he was there.
Okay, but you saying who going though? If it ain't
to the finals, to the finals. Look, man, I'm a Celtic man. I love my team. We're not going to the finals.
Oh man, let me see. See, this is why I take points from you. This is the reason. I take points for you. You said okay, explain. You right. Go ahead. Explain yourself.
We've gotten better from what we were last year. I agree 100%. We've gotten better from that aspect. Say what?
Are you talking about going to the finals better, or you mean just because y'all got the guard?
No, it ain't got nothing to do with Schroeder. Schroeder ain't got nothing to do with this. I'm just saying we got Al Horford back, even though he aged too. But I'm just, hey man, let me tell you something.
You got to give me Melo if you taking Horford.
He shouldn't have never left Boston. I can tell you that. Period. His career should have still in Boston.
Okay, that statement you just made about he should have left Boston was a true statement. I'm trying to get back to. I want to get you to be on record. We want to get this on record so we can record this, and we got the date. We can go get this recording.
Well, you
believe now? This is not a homer. This ain't because you like this. You believe the Celtics are going to the finals,
and the Broncos going to the Super Bowl.
No. I said I don't believe. I said I love my Boston Celtics, but I don't believe they're the ones. If y'all let me finish my statement, then you can understand what I'm talking about.
So we said Brooklyn and the Lakers going to the finals, and you said you don't think so.
And so let me clarify what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, go ahead.
Brooklyn is gonna have to go through Miami, man. I'm telling you, the Heat got everything they have to go to the finals.
I forgot about
period.
All right.
The Heat got everything. I'm
gonna give you some points on
to go to the finals.
I'm gonna give you some points on that. Okay, so you think the Heat can give them a run?
I think the Heat can give anybody in the Eastern Conference a run for their money to get to the finals, including Milwaukee.
Yeah, Milwaukee's out. They done. So it's a 2-team race at this point.
All right.
Unless some surprises come up in the East, I'm just telling you. The Heat when they got PJ Tucker, and then they got Kyle Lowry. They already got Butler. They got a 3-headed monster on defense, man.
Don't forget Morris.
Yep.
Morris ain't no defender to me. He's not a defender. He can shoot the ball. He can come off and hold his own, but he's not a great defender to me. I'm talking about defensively. They was already decent defensively, but then come on, man, look at their starting 5. Defense, if they start Lowry, daggone Butler, if they start PJ Tucker, then they got Bam in the middle. Come on, man. Let me tell you something.
That's a good team.
That's a great team.
That's a good team. So
They
you
got
feel
the
like
pieces to do it.
LA going, you just don't know if Brooklyn.
I don't even know about LA. I don't know about LA because like I'm with Manuel on this, man. I don't know if that bench gonna be able to do it, man. I'm telling you. Even though we say they these some old guys, man, over there. Now they could put it together and maybe make a run or whatever, but I still don't think that LA is going back to the championship next year. I don't believe it. Period. Hands down, no.
Wait, so
I still think Phoenix has something to prove to get back there.
Chris Paul 20 what? Like 20. Chris Paul he like what? 22, 23, 20. Oh no, he's old as these guys on the Lakers, and they depend on Chris Paul to do everything. Start.
So how many of those guys on the Lakers went to the championship last year?
Bruh.
What was it, Chris? Hold it, Tony. Was it Chris Paul and Phoenix to put the Lakers out of the playoffs?
Hold on, right. So let's look at Phoenix's road. I know we didn't want to talk about injury, but Phoenix played the most injured schedule. The teams that they played were the most injured out of everybody who went in the playoffs.
Come on, Chris Paul got injured, man. He got injured in it.
Tell me that if Anthony Davis was healthy, you don't think they would have beat Phoenix last year?
I don't think they would have beat them. No.
If Kawhi was playing, Phoenix 1-1.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. If Kawhi was playing, Phoenix would have been home watching the game like everybody else.
Well, so why are we on these built up if?
They almost lost without Kawhi.
Hey, but bro, it happens. Brooklyn almost won. Brooklyn almost won without Kyrie and Kyrie out there. Did they do it? No.
That's why we saying the Lakers and Brooklyn.
No, I don't see Brooklyn. Man, you can talk Brooklyn. They got guys over in Miami that can check them guys now. Simple as that. You can say what you want to say.
Those guys.
You can say what you want to say. And then Brooklyn lost your boy too. Then they lose what's the young boy that got hurt? Didn't he go to the Wizards? Spencer Dinwiddie.
He didn't play.
If they would have had Spencer,
he didn't play last year at all. He got hurt in December.
Yeah, but he was balling before he got hurt, homie. He was balling, and that was without Harden on the team.
Yeah, he got hurt before Harden got there. After
I'm just saying
they became the best team. They became the best scoring big three, I think, and it's hard to say ever, but try to think of a better scoring big three. Statistically, they're the best scoring big three in the history of the league.
I agree.
I mean, I can't say nothing about that.
Let's go. Let's move. We got 2 more left. Let's get it over. We're almost closed. Let's go.
They ain't go to the championship.
I feel you. Quick question. Is this Cam Newton's last chance to prove he is a starting quarterback in the NFL? Is this his last chance to prove that he's a starting quarterback in the NFL? Howard?
Man, oh man. Yes. Yes.
Why?
Yes. Because, man, now you know what? I'm gonna give Cam the benefit of the doubt last year, man. He got COVID last year. The season was kind of crazy last year. So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. But he's never been he in Carolina. My thing with Cam is, man, is he's never been a great passer. He's always been a good runner, great runner, quarterback as far as that. But he's never been a great passer. And I'm just looking for if New England put the pieces around him like this, because they didn't have nothing last year, man. I'm sorry. They did not. But he didn't help himself out either. So it's his last stint, man, as a starting QB. It's his last stint. Then again, I don't know, because he could go to Washington and start. He can go to Washington.
Emmanuel, you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right, it's on you.
Well, it looked like the other quarterback is a little hungrier than Cam Newton. So I'm gonna have to agree what they're saying that Cam Newton is best off. This is going to be his chance to prove himself, or he's going to go back coaching little league football with the kids. That's all I got to say on that.
All right, Tony.
So I was gonna say yes until Howard mentioned that Washington thing, but I'm gonna say yes, but I think he's gonna do it. Think about it. You said that
Ooh.
he's never been a great passer. He threw for almost
Absolutely
4,000.
is. Unfortunately, Cam Newton is.
Oh, he threw for almost 4,000 yards when he was the quarterback of the 15-1 Carolina Panthers. They ran a ball control offense. And did he almost throw for 4,000 yards? Because he had one of the best tight ends in the league. This year, they went and got him 2. So now New England is going back to that offense that made Tom Brady famous when they had Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez. They were more unstoppable as far as moving the ball down the field. They didn't put up as many yards because they didn't score as quick, but they didn't turn the ball over. They actually had more points per possession during that year than they did even in their record-breaking year. So what I'm saying is that offense is going to be tailored to Cam Newton being the Cam Newton of old. So yes, I agree that this is his last chance, but I think this year he's going to have what it takes to prove that he's the best quarterback for it. Because say what you want about Jones coming in there, they didn't build a team for Jones. They built a team for Cam. Jones was used to spreading it out, throwing it to this dude. Been throwing to NFL receivers, all NFL receivers, his entire career in college. They built this team around tight ends and that offense and being able to run and doing things like that. I think they'll be able to play ball control, and I think Cam is going to prove to everybody that he still got it. Because at the end of the day, he's still a basketball player / linebacker playing quarterback, and he's going to prove to everybody that he is still Cam Newton.
All right, last topic.
I like it. But I'm you know me. I want him to be successful. Period. I don't care. It is what it is. But I definitely want him. If it can happen, I hope it happens.
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
He sleep, man.
No, I got him on mute. Go ahead.
Yeah, check this out.
I had to mute. I muted you because you was cheating. You was cheating on Carol. You was researching while we. So I had to mute. You. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but the question comes up, right? Is he like he said? Because remember that what's that football player Campbell? How he was playing at one team for the Redskins and he wasn't doing all that good, like his eyes were shut all the time, and he went to another team and he shined. The real question should be, can he be a franchise player of franchise football quarterback versus just a regular quarterback?
Franchise, them years are gone.
But see, that's what I'm saying. So I agree with everybody what they're saying, that he's going to have to prove himself this year, that he can hold his own. It's like that. Cool. I take him at Minnesota, but that's another story.
I know that's right.
I like Cousins. I believe it or not, I like Cousins.
Because he need to get a shot, get that other shot, stop playing.
Now that I don't like about Cousins. He need to get that shot because he can't play in plexiglass. Next question.
He can't play in plexiglass. All right, last topic.
Stupid, man.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh my God! Seriously, do we have to do this? Seriously? So to answer your question,
what is the question?
The question is,
I'm frozen.
No, you're
Huh?
not. Is he the best player in the NBA right now?
Who?
Giannis.
Giannis. Man,
Tony,
listen.
go.
So look, I can already name. First of all, Kevin Durant showed that he might have the argument for being the best player in the world. First of all, but then when you talk about other players being complete, Giannis is dominant at what he does, and I'm not in any way trying to diminish him being a great player. He is a franchise player. He is a dominant scorer, but he has limitations. You can wall off Giannis and make him not be effective. You have Luka Doncic out there who is putting up this kind of stupid numbers, who doesn't have the kind of team around him that Giannis had around him. You still got LeBron. You still got, to me, James Harden. People sleep on James Harden. I used to hate on James Harden. I saw James Harden play defense this year, and he is still one of the best scorers that has ever done it. So Giannis is not even above James Harden. He's not above LeBron. He's not above KD. He's not above Harden. So right there, he's not the best. So no, until he can shoot free throws and stop throwing up that 2-second 3-pointer that he throw up, it takes so long to get up, and then taking 20 seconds at the free throw line. Yeah, no. I will say he's a great player, but there would be probably about 4 or 5 players that I picked before him to build my team around.
Wow, Howard. We're gonna have to revisit that statement. Howard.
Please.
Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant. Kevin. Did I say Kevin Durant? Did I say it again?
Yeah.
Kevin Durant is the best player in the world. Hands down. We don't even know why we're talking about this right now. He's the best player in the world. LeBron once was the best player. Kevin Durant is the best player in the world. Hands down. Giannis, like Tony said, look, if the officials stop letting him run over people, man, and if they stop letting him travel, he wouldn't be nowhere. No, I'm just joking. But Kevin Durant, man, KD, man, I've always been a fan of KD, even in college. KD is the best player in the world. Can't nobody say he ain't. If they do, they crazy. Simple as that.
Manuel, is he calling you crazy, Emmanuel? Because like you going to say something different.
No, I ain't gonna say nothing different, right? But if Giannis can beat a James Harden with a beer belly, when his stomach was all out, he came out there and he was out of shape. He can't even do that. James Harden came in looking fat, out of shape, and still was killing them. He looked like he was still killing with a beer belly coming down the court.
He did look
like
big. He did.
And
it looked like yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Giannis, if you pay attention close to him, he played football. He played football. He ball guard his way in. He like the old school players. Hold you get in front of him, you don't get that knee to the chest. But you take all that away from him and start making calls, he don't have a whole lot. First of all, he get frustrated too fast, but he don't have a whole lot and stuff.
I will give it to him.
He got a whole lot, man. Don't get me wrong. Saying you're a top 5, top 6 player in the NBA, that is something. That is something. But
not the best player.
What you say about Durant, this is what I say about LeBron James, why he's the best player still. Because LeBron James plays the entire basketball game. So LeBron James, he still gets people involved. He can still lead the league in assists. He can still be a top 10 rebounder whenever he wants to. And he can go and score 30 points whenever he wants to. When LeBron decides, I'm just going to run and jump, he can be the bully that Giannis is. The only thing I would say that James Harden does better than everybody is James Harden shoots deep balls better than everybody. But what I'm saying is we've already named several players. I would take LeBron, I would take KD, I would take Harden, I would take Luka, because Luka is averaging a triple-double. And you want to talk about a beer belly, and you want to talk about Luka didn't even work out. He was the type of person that he just played basketball. He didn't go to the gym. Dallas actually taught him how to work out. And to be honest, I would take Nikola Jokic over him, because Jokic can be a big man that can rebound, that can pass, that can score. He can shoot the three. He can take you off the dribble. He plays full basketball. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I still like Giannis. The thing I like about Giannis is a tall Westbrook. Giannis is going to go hard all the time. But you keep running that halfback dive, people can put together a defense and stop that, i.e. what Miami did to him, i.e. what Toronto did to him. You can stop that halfback dive where everybody else has a more complete game.
All right,
KD, the
guys.
best player in the
KD.
world.
All right, guys,
KD,
we're going to end it up
best
right
player in the
here.
world.
Man, this was a tight game, man. This was a tight game. Tony come out on top. He
Say something else, Emmanuel, so he can give you the points.
Well, and let me say something quick. And can I say something?
What, you got 30 seconds.
Giannis' baby brother is better than he is.
Well, let me take away some points. Let me take away some
No, you
points.
take away all his points.
Yeah, let me take away. Let me take away.
All
Matter of
his
fact, let me
points.
take away. This our first one. This our first one. This our first one. This our first
Go ahead,
one.
take it away.
Let me take away all his points. He said,
Every one of them.
we gonna still, Emmanuel, give you the last word on that if Tony don't mind. Tony got the
Well,
points.
you go right ahead, Pastor. Say what you got to say, as long as you don't say what you just said again.
All right, Pastor Emmanuel. Listen, you got 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds. Give us the last word. Back up.
I want everybody to understand that they don't have to stay in the place where they're in. Realize that you can live and you don't have to die. Your situation might look like it's not promising, but remember, you have the power to speak life and death out of your mouth. So tonight, speak life and watch it live again. God bless.
Man, good word.
Awesome,
Listen, guys,
awesome.
Great show tonight. Very competitive. Everybody was right on point tonight. We made some good things. Pastor Emmanuel just gave that last egg at the end. But other than that, everybody's next week. Thank you for watching Sports Talk Unfiltered.